Hey everybody, tours to the Devil's Nose, Nariz del Diablo begin on November 13th, 2024 here in Alausi, Ecuador. And here you see they are painting the train cars. This one is pretty much painted, first class. And all the work that's going into get the station up and going for the 13th of November. From what I understand, the first fares up there are going to be free, so there's not going to be a cost to get up there. It's a hell of a view, and I look forward to coming here to go up there since it's been closed since the pandemic. It's been a while. This is the station. Buenos días. You can see the station is being painted. Everything's getting set. This is the 29th of October, so I'm pretty sure that we'll have everything up and going by next month and prepared for the inaugural run. Buenos días. ¿Se puede tomar un video? Ay, muchas gracias. ¿Esto lo renovaron? Sí. Ay. ¿Y el día 13 que piensa que el tren otra vez?
Eso se quiere que vuelva a funcionar, pero ojalá se pueda. Ojalá se pueda, porque realmente necesitamos que se mueva el gobierno.
Sí.
Ojalá se pueda.
Muchísimas gracias, caballero. Pase buen día. It's a beautiful old school car, and the locomotives here. Up ahead, you're going to see a Cooper Mini, and it looks to be a pickup. And it says Ferrocarriles Ecuatorianos. As I said, it's been closed since the pandemic, and from what I understand, it makes up 50% of their tourist economy here. It's like about a 15-minute, 30-minute car drive, I believe it is. I don't know how long it takes the train to get up there, but I've been told that it's a go-to, must-see place to see, and go up there. You could hear the music maybe in the background. Here's the Cooper Mini. Let's see if I could get to where they're playing music. See what's going on. It's just a local school. quarter after 9 o'clock in the morning, and kids are in the play yard. All dancing traditional Ecuadorian music. As you see Goofy. Kids on the other side playing soccer. Up on that hill is the statue of San Pedro, St. Peter overlooking the town of Alausi. It's a quaint little town. Not much to do as far as entertainment. It's a sleepy little town with one main street, and here you have El Mesón del Tren, the train table, which is a little restaurant here. Again, everything is getting set up for November 13th inaugural run. Walk along the train tracks here to this other locomotive. Doesn't look like they're gonna prepare that one for a run. It's got some graffiti put on here. Again, it's been closed down since the pandemic, and it really affected the economy here in this small town. This is where my wife is from, and she was born and raised here. But like everybody, it seems, from this town and any small town USA, everybody seems to move away to the city and better job opportunities. There's not too many jobs here. But a lot of nice old buildings. Something I would open up a disco or a nightclub, but you wouldn't have the clientele to support it or the tourism to support it. Although I have seen in the last week or so some French tourists here and some other Americans, but it's far and few between. But there are quite a few hostels here. There's like about 4 or 5 that I've seen, and yeah, hopefully the train and the Naríz del Diablo would bring back some of that tourism that they so badly need. Ay, buenas. Here's the little train tracks. It ends here. I guess this is the turnaround. And it actually continues way on the other side there. But yeah, a lot of little stalls. Today's Tuesday, so it's market day. So you have a lot of these little outdoor stalls opening up here with mostly bootleg items, I have to admit, and pretty much on the cheap. You will find some Colombian and Ecuadorian made products here. Jumpers, clothes, sweatsuits, But by and large, anything that's, major label is probably going to be a bootleg item. A lot of little shops. Chicken seems to be the most that they sell here. Most of the restaurants are chicken centric. Not very much in way of variety. I'm a meat lover. I love my steaks. I love my pork chops. And there's only like one or two restaurants that serve steaks or pork chops. There's no Argentinian paradillas or steak places like they do in Quito, which is a much bigger city and is the capital city of Ecuador. But you have a lot of stalls. That little stall over there sells what they call salchipapas, carne papas, and pollo papas, which is chicken, hamburger, and a hot dog with fries. And it's only $1. You get a wing, and you get an order of fries. This is the main street here. This is the main strip here. Like small town USA, any place in like Wisconsin or Minnesota or any other town in the in smaller towns in the States. This is the Colombian restaurant that does have some steak options, but they all basically have traditional Ecuadorian cuisine. They're big on seafood. And big on guinea pigs, which they call cuyes. Something that I am not brave enough to savor, try to taste. Although I am feeding them for the wife. They have their childhood home is here, and they have about 20 of them, 20 guinea pigs that I'm feeding while I'm here. That's one of the reasons I'm here, is to feed the cuyes that they raise to eat. So I'm sitting here fattening them up. They have your traditional stores. Clothing isn't very expensive here. A lot of phone stores. Most of these stores sell a lot of phones that they don't sell in the U.S. We don't have Huawei, thanks to Trump. We don't have Techno. We don't have Infinix. Redmi is a popular brand here. The Galaxy A series are a phone that they do sell here a lot of, and just a little more variety as far as the cell phones go. They're not like carrier based like in the United States. You have a lot of options here as far as cell phones go. So yeah, it's another little small restaurant with traditional foods. They have tortillas de yuca, verdes, and completos. Something that's I'm not quite accustomed to, so I kind of stay away from. But I'm going to shut this down as I got stopped here by immigration police on Saturday, and it's just a hassle.